Hi lovely people, in this video I'll be showing you how to make a blazer dress, a blazer with lapel and rivet collar. That's the one we'll be doing today. Okay, so I'm starting with the basic bodice and I'll be drafting the back first. So I measure the bust points and also the waistline first. The waistline is 17 inches, the bust point is 10.5 inches. That's the measurement I'll be using. Okay, then I went ahead to measure 3 inches for the neck width, okay, which is the basic for the neck width, and 7.5 inches for the shoulder length. Added half inch for ease. Then I came down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. Then I'm going to fix in my armhole measurement. Okay, so I'll be using, I think that one is about 7.75, which is my bust round divided by 6 plus 1.5. That's what will give me my armhole. Okay, so I'll connect this point with a ruler, the straight line, then create the curve here. Since it's the back piece that I'm measuring first, so then I use 1.5 inch for the neck depth. Then I have this neckline. Then I went ahead to create the dart. So from the chest line now, you come down by 1 inch and connect it to the waistline. So I'm using 4 inches for the dart placement. Then I'll create the dart carefully. So at the top, you come down by 1 inch from the chest line. Then from the waistline, you go down by 6.5 inches. This measurement varies, but this works for me. Then I'll fix in my bust round divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Then on the waist, I measure 8 inches, 8.25 inch. Okay, for my bust waist round divided by 4. 1 inch for that, then 2 inches for the seam allowance. Then down to the length of the blazer dress, I'm using the full paper. It's about 40 inches. So I fix in my hip measurement, which is 10 inches, then 2 inches for seam allowance. Then I added 8 inches, okay, extra, because I want it to be like an A-shaped dress. It's going to be free, so it's not a straight dress. So it depends on the kind of type of down part you want. I just want something like this. Then I try to smoothen out all the sharp edges. So now we are going to the front part. You can see I left some space at the center front and also at the top. So about 5 inches is okay, or 4 inches. So I measure the bust point 10.5, the waistline. So now this is for the front, remember. So I'm going to repeat the same measurement we started with, bust point, waistline. Then I measure the length also, 40 inches. The paper's length is 40 inches, which is just about my knee. So, and it's okay. Then I'll roll this part out. Then I went ahead to measure 3 inches also, the standard neck width. Measure my shoulder length, come down by 1 inch, which is for the shoulder slope. Okay, then also create my armhole curve. Measure my armhole curve. So now I'm rolling out the shoulder slope, since we know that our shoulders is not straight. Okay, then roll this other one for our armhole. Okay, then this particular straight one, you find the midpoint. So wherever the midpoint is, you mark it, then come in by 3/4 inch. Come in by 3/4 inch, just like so. Then you create the curve. So this, we usually do this for the front pattern because of the bust that's coming. So that after fixing your sleeve, the front will be firm to avoid bulging or excess fabric over there. Now went ahead to create the dart. Then from the bust point, locate where your dart placement is, but you come down by 2 inches. Then the down part too, from your waistline, you go down by the same 6.5 inches. Remember, your bust, your dart shouldn't be climbing your bust. It should stop under your bust. Shouldn't be climbing to the bust point. So that's why we have to come down by 2 inches from the bust point. Remember at the back, we came down from the chest line because there's no breast there. So we can go up. Okay, so you create the curve, you create the dart. Then go ahead and fixing the body, a bust round divided by 4, and also the 2 inches for the seam allowance. Then on the waist also, you fixing your waist round divided by 4. This one is 8¼ then 1 inch for that allowance, then 2 inches for your seam allowance. Then down to the dress length, so I use my hip measurement, which is 10 inches. Okay, then 2 inches for seam allowance. You know the dart is not extending to that part, so no dart allowance. Then I added the 8 inches for the extra allowance, that's for the flare. Then I went up by 2 inches just to create a curve there. Okay, so with this now, I think we are done with the basic part. Then you smoothing out any sharp edge. Okay, now so I went ahead to add 1 inch to the center front from up till down. So this 1 inch is for the button stand. You need to create a button stand to your center front. So now after the center front now, then I created my neckline. So I made it 3 by 3 inches. Okay, so now we need to decide the breaking point for our lapel. Lapel is the flared out part of this jacket. Okay, that place that you flip over your chest, so you have to decide where you want it to stop. So I want this one to stop at the waistline. It can stop at the bust point or under bust. So you decide how wide you want it to be. Sorry, I don't know, this part is not well covered, but this is it. You can decide how wide you want it to be. You can just add 1 inch, 2 inches, okay, from your bust center front. So I just went ahead to add 3½ inches from my center front, not the button stand, because I really want it to be wider. I've been doing small types, so I want a bigger one. Okay, so from where you mark, you come down by ½ inch. It's just for this thing to fall well. Then you connect it to the waistline, just like this. Remember, it's going to fall on the button stand. You connect it like so. You can see it's wide. Okay, so after this, we'll go ahead and bring back the back pattern, because we need the neckline to create our rivet collar. So measure around this neckline for your back pattern. You measure around. Make sure it's accurate. Okay, so after measuring mine, I think I have 3¾ just a quarter from 4 inches, and you go ahead and measure it this way. You can see, and note, it's not going to be straight, it's going to be slanted. Look at the way my tape is. It's going to be slanted. So measure that, whatever you measure from your back piece, the neckline of the back piece, and transfer it here slightly. Okay, so this will help it to fall well behind your neck. Then you now decide how tall you want your collar to be. How tall you want it to be. So I'll be using about 3.5 inches for this. I don't want it to be so small. Excuse me. So I'm measuring 3.5 inches. I measure 3.5 inches. So this is it. Now at your center front, okay, at the center front, I came out by 1 inch. and that 1 inch automatically falls on my button stand. You can see. So from that 1 inch, I'll be going up by another 1.5 inches, but I don't want to come out straight. I want it to be slanted. You see, it's not straight. I won't be going straight. I'll be going slantly, like an angle about maybe 45-degree angle, like that. So instead of 90-degree, I'm not coming out straight. So just notice the way the ruler is. Okay, so then I will now connect this with a cuff. So I measure it just to make sure it's up to 1.5. You can make it 1 inch. Okay, so you now connect these parts, connect them together with a cuff. So I realized it's not curved enough for me. Then I went in again. Okay, and we are done with the collar. This is just all about it. The whole thing is done. So just went again to just use another color on my collar and just to retrace it again. And if there's any part you notice is not well rolled or curved enough, you just fix it again. So this is what I have. It's as simple as this. Okay, so this thing I'm rolling now is just to show how the lapel is going to fall when you are putting on the clothes. Okay, so now I'll be using a shoulder dart. I want to extend this dart upward. So I just find the midpoint on this shoulder from the neckline to the armhole, the midpoint. That's what I only used. Okay, and this part also I need to extend the dart down since I'll be cutting it open. So for the back pattern now, I went back to remove some excess from the center back so that when I'm wearing this clothes, it will be fitted at the back. Okay, so you can remove up to 1 inch, half inch, 3/4 or 1 inch. So I removed 3/4 inch, that's 0.75 inches from the center back and connect it slightly up and down. Okay, so I hope you understand this. So now I'll cut them out carefully in order to cut the fabric. And the collar, you have to cut the collar out separately. You can see. So make sure you undo it carefully. So guys, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And feel free to share your opinion in the comment section. So I went ahead and labeled this. Then remember the front will be into 2 also, so that we can use facing at the appropriate place. So I hope you find this helpful. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.